What's going on, guys? Tuesday night. Of course, we got comic news weekly. It's been a busy week. I got my apple juice. That's how long it is, and it's only Tuesday. But yeah, great weekend. My younger brother got married down in San Antonio, so I traveled down there. But we will get to a bunch of that later. We have some great news topics to talk to you tonight, and we are going to bring the panelists in from Tales from the Flipside YouTube channel, Mr. Brian McClay. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, gentlemen, everybody, fellas, ladies, everybody hanging out there in comic YouTube land.
It's a rough start to the week, man. I'm ready for the weekend.
Let's do it.
Also joining us from YouTube as well, Dank Comics YouTube channel. We got Dan. What's up, buddy?
It's a pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone.
Yes. I look forward to this because it gives me that little rejuvenation shot. As bad as the week has been on a only Tuesday, this always kind of gives me that jolt that I need. But from comicbookinvest.com, that indie comic spotlight, we have Mr. Andy Tamerlan. I just butchered that all up for you. Welcome to the show.
It's all good. It's all good. Second Monday in a row. But yeah, glad to be here, man.
Is it hot down there in Charleston?
Steamy. Real steamy down here.
Got some of that southern charm.
It's awful, man. Awful.
Free sauna.
That's not
day.
Charleston. For everybody out there, that is not Charleston. That's like 2 blocks of Charleston. Yeah. That's it.
And we are bringing the man behind the curtain, the button pusher, the producer, and the live YouTube streamer of his CGC unboxing that was on his channel Monday night. Make sure you guys check him out on that Cal McMahon Andy YouTube channel. We got to welcome El Beardo Jefe. Andy, what's going on?
What is going on, guys? Hold on. I got to smooth out the bump in this carpet real quick.
I say only the 4th guest I was able to bring you in without like stuttering or mumbling. And
I dealt with my own bump right before the show.
A little fist bump action going on.
But we have another guest coming in late. We all know school's getting back. People are getting their kids to bed for school. So Tony, Blue Green Artifacts, he's actually at open house for his kids' school. So he won't be joining us. But we do have a special guest and friends of the channel, Power Ranger fan extraordinaire, Steve Berkland from Burke Family 54 Comics. He will be joining us shortly, which is great because we do have a Power Ranger topic to talk about a little bit later in the show. But the first one we're going to get to, a couple weeks ago on this very live stream, we talked about James Tynion IV giving up DC Comics, going over to Substack with the creator-owned. And in that same segment, we often asked, hey, who do you think will take over writing Batman? Well, we now have that answer, and I'm excited for it. We have Joshua Williamson taking over the reins with Batman number 118?
Yeah, this is start. Yep, 118. Williamson will be joined by Jorge Molina. I hope it's Jorge. Is it Jorge or George?
No, I think Jorge, yeah.
Okay, Jorge Molina. They're going to be starting with a new story arc called Abyss, which will feature more on Bruce Wayne's departure from Gotham City and a debut of a brand new villain, which is very interesting. I'm always stoked for new characters. Big Joshua Williamson fan. Loved his run on Flash. Loved his Nightwing stuff. He's perfect for Batman, in my opinion. So I'm stoked. That was a big deal. A lot of people were really bummed out with Tynion bailing Batman. So, what do you guys think?
Well, the non-DC comic fans, what do you think, El Beardo?
I think I don't follow DC hardly enough, but Tynion doing his own thing on Substack we talked about just recently, then I am kind of aware he's been talking about that in his newsletters, this Fear State. The more he talks about it, the more interested I am in reading it. I'm not going to lie at all. It does sound pretty dope.
Well, they released the new cover. Let me share my screen. I'll show you guys the new cover here. Pretty dope cover.
Yeah, because Molina wrote what? He did art for, what is it, A-Force and then
A-Force. Yep, Spider-Geddon. Yep. Well, he's a great artist. Is he the one that did that really dope Kamala Khan variant that is so hard to find?
Oh, okay,
right?
I got the two mixed up. My bad.
Yep. So anyways, really badass cover. It's not bad at all. Stoked. This is the variant for it. Nope, that's 119. So they're giving us issue 118 and 119. There's your new villain, it looks like.
I
So
was gonna say, is that like Batman Who Laughs mixed with Night of Owls?
that's pretty interesting right there, man. Speaking of that whole, well, let's talk about the Night of Owls in a second here. But this looks badass. That looks like a dope villain right there.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Two Brothers Comics for joining the stream and for the super chat, by the way. Really appreciate that. We got a bunch of great people coming to the show right now. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the chat. And if you're watching this on replay later, let me know in the comments. Joshua Williamson, I'm a huge fan. That Flash run was one of my favorite runs. Of course, he wrote Nailbiter as well. And we've talked about video game comics. He wrote Uncharted. And I'm a Disney fan. He wrote that little mini
Too bad.
Haunted Mansion series. And that was great as well. But Joshua Williamson, he's written pretty much everything. Nailbiter's another favorite.
I will say something about if there's somebody that can save DC, it's Batman, right? Batman, a good Batman series, a good Batman artist and writer together, a la Snyder and Capullo, it could totally save DC. So hopefully Williamson is that guy. Pretty cool. Looking forward to it.
Still don't. I like the Tom King run better than I didn't like it, but there were some parts that I didn't like. I know Tom King kind of gets a bad rap on his Batman run, but there were some great stories in there as well. And I'm excited for Josh Williamson. It's going to be, he's going to be compared to Tynan, which, of course, Tom King was compared to Snyder before that. So it'll be interesting to see how that takes off. But, I mean, I hate to say it, Batman's one of those comics that almost sells itself type thing. But true comic fans and readers, they want that great story because same thing with Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man sells itself, but I haven't liked a Peter Parker Spider-Man series in a while with Nick Spencer and Dan Slott and all that. I've always liked the one-offs, Miles Morales. I like Spider-Man, Peter David, 2099. Those are always great stories.
But you know what? I don't like Batman stories. There's only one person I like wearing the cowl other than Bruce, and that's Grayson. But I don't like Batman stories unless Bruce is Batman most of the time, which is weird. It's like the opposite of Spider-Man because I'm the same way with Spider-Man. I love the new Spider-Man. Speaking of Court of Owls, did you guys see that there was like a new thing coming for the comic or there's a new convention that's going on where they showed a new poster for the Gotham series or Gotham Knight series, and it looks like they're going to do Court of Owls.
I remember hearing something about Court of Owls coming back, and they were going to spotlight Court of Owls again, and I couldn't remember if it was a comic series or what. And then on top of the Batman news, we got the Fandom coming in October. They've announced that there's going to be another The Batman movie trailer at that in October as well. So I will say when I first started watching the first Batman trailer, I wasn't as excited with Twilight in there, Pattinson. But then when he just straight beat the crap out of the dude, I was like, okay, I could probably watch this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's where that press release footage of the new poster, that's where I saw it. It has to do with the Fandom thing. Gotham Knights leak. It reveals villain. So I don't know how true that is, but I'm all about Court of Owls, one of the best storylines in comics in a long time. So.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch Joel put a good comment in there about the Fear State.
That's what I wanted to get at because basically, DC is milking the bat too much, and I kind of have to agree with Mitch here. I can't keep my Batman title straight, so immediately my brain went to the Fear State that I was reading that Tinian was talking about in his newsletter, but you're talking about the Williamson run, and I find myself doing that all the time, not being able to keep my Batman stuff straight as far as news and what's releasing. And I don't know. I think it's just there's so much Batman stuff going on, and because I'm not reading everything every month, I feel like I can't keep up. And
at least there's not a weekly series out right now, right? Well, I mean, Batman is most DC's 2 weeks, but so that doesn't. Save that
Knock on
argument,
wood,
man.
dude. Yeah. What are you putting that into existence for? You're speaking it into existence.
And Bat Milk is way too gamey, in my opinion.
I don't care what you say though, man. You still gotta create like another 694 Batman titles to catch up to how many X-Men titles are out there right now.
Yeah.
But Dan, what do you think? Are you excited for Josh
Let's-
Williamson? Don't care.
He wrote the Teen Titans Academy. He's writing that.
He did Infinite Frontier.
Yeah.
I think is Infinite Frontier done? That's terrible of me to ask that, but I'm with you. Like I don't read anything DC. So,
But new Rogues Gallery villain, right? Batman has the best Rogues Gallery, right? So that's good. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's an interesting time.
I think it's always great when it adds a little bit of people will pick it up when there's a new writer if they might have fallen off. I don't think too many people fell off of Tynan's run though, because it seems like his run was with that shot in the arm that it created a speculation frenzy, right? With how many new characters he added. I mean, remember the punchline stuff that was going on.
The Tynan run is the first time I can remember people just not bitching every day about how bad Batman was. So Williamson's got some big shoes to fill is all I can say. I don't know. But I could really give a damn, to be honest. I mean, after Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, I mean, there's nothing else. That's my Batman. And all this stuff now is just like, it's over the top. Just, yeah, I don't know. Batman's not for me.
Except Batman '89, I guess. No,
You didn't even read that.
No,
that's Michael
No.
Keaton.
Oh,
No?
all right. Well, yeah, I'll have to read that one.
Yeah, it's out right now.
Yeah, that's one that takes place like in storylines behind the movie. Or
Is there only one issue?
One issue so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? All right. So now, yeah.
It literally just came out.
I'll have to check.
Uh-oh, they got you back.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's the only way to do it. I can tell you that.
we got Finger Guns Birkin.
What is up? How's it going?
What's going on,
Good to
buddy?
see you.
You guys talking some DC? I love it.
Yeah, we talk DC. I like to talk DC because like Andy too. Andy and Andy squared. They're like, yeah, screw DC.
Well, I mean, I call it like.
But that's why I like. But that's what makes this show great. Is it's fun to talk about stuff. If it's not your cup of tea or you hate it, I want to hear it. I want to hear your angry fervor. Who knows?
I'm excited. I'm excited about Williamson taking over on Batman. He's a fantastic writer. Fantastic. I don't think the last
Mitch
10
is still
issues,
in the chat talking about all these Batman titles.
Yeah. The last 10 issues of Tynan's run has been boring as heck, man. Just like Taylor Winder said, man. I'm excited because
He's saving it for Substack. It's like I'm not putting the good stuff out here.
Did
Williamson did great on
Williamson write the Red X stuff in that Infinite Frontier? If anybody in the chat knows, or if anybody on the panel knows, I'd love to know because they really screwed the pooch on that Red X stuff. So I hope he didn't, because I agree he is a damn good writer. But if he did that, then I'm a little worried.
He
to be
wrote
honest.
Speed Metal, and he wrote the Red Hood Future State Gotham.
Okay,
he's
so
Robin.
does,
That one was
Robin
actually
right now.
good.
yeah.
Robin, and that's really good.
I'm telling you, if Nailbiter,
Tim
if you ever read
Sheridan.
Nailbiter from Image, that was an awesome. If you like horror comics, but
Taylor said Tim Sheridan. Oh, yeah.
I think Tom Taylor and Williamson are the two best writers on DC's line outside of Tynan, in my opinion.
yeah, Tom Taylor's
Oh.
definitely one of my favorites right now.
People like Rom V.
Ron
Yeah,
V,
I like
Savage
Ron V.
I
Shores.
keep hearing his name. I don't know if I've ever actually read one of his stories.
These Savage Shores.
Oh, that means you don't know.
Yeah, These Savage Shores. You need to check that one out.
I guess we need to check it out.
Yep.
Brain Fart Central. And damn, what's the boom book he just wrote? Layla Starr, right?
Layla Starr,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
I heard good
Yes.
things about that.
Yeah, that was a good one also.
He's good, man. I'm telling you. I like Ron V.
But
Well, earlier, speaking of DC, Patty Jenkins, according to Heroic Hollywood, she was really upset about the HBO Max dual release, in theaters before Wonder Woman 1984. And, that kind of reminds you of what happened with Black Widow a little bit. But she said, quote, "It was hard to determine what to do with one's film. For me, I was looking for at what turned out to be true, which is that we had no idea that this pandemic was going to get under control, when it was going to get under control. And the film has been finished for a while. So it was one of those overdue films. It was hugely detrimental to the movie. But I was thinking, what else are we going to do? Wait 2 or 3 more years?" And, maybe she should have waited.
I don't know. That movie wasn't amazing. My daughter liked it, but I didn't think it
No,
was great.
well, no, I mean, like, in terms of, like, making a film a cultural event, because, like, a theater release is more of a cultural event that resonates with people a lot longer than TV. Like Netflix, something comes out and it goes, and then the next thing comes out. But always the theater thing really can, and then we would all have to, like, go to theaters and pay all this money and have this experience and think, like, hey, that was fun. Like, it might have changed our perception of the film.
Well, it was heartbreaking me to even sit through it on my couch. And
yeah, it was rough.
It was heartbreaking to me that they didn't even credit like the creators in the credits of the movie. But Wonder Woman 84, that would be like, they should be glad, because it should have just gone straight to TBS or TNT, really. But it was not my favorite movie. It was like Mandalorian meets Aladdin with, grant me some wishes, and then at the end all you gotta do is just take it back and there's no consequence.
Our friend John hated that movie. Absolutely hated that movie.
I remember
he's my friend too then.
I got that Wonder Woman issue with the first appearance of the cheetah from the Perez run, and I got that graded at 9.8, and I'm like, sweet, I'm going to make a ton of money off this. So I put it up, and as soon as I watched the movie, I'm like, I took that shit down. I'm like, there's no way that thing's selling.
Nope.
Steve Horn's been trying to sell one of those for about 5 years.
Yeah.
The first 15 minutes of the movie were great. And
just kind of exceptional. I want more of that.
But, I actually told my wife, like, 6 months before it came out, I was like, I got a feeling this movie might be terrible, and they're not telling us, because they weren't releasing any plot information, right? It was just like 80s nostalgia visuals and no plot information. So I was thinking, like, you know what? I think the studio knows this shit is garbage. Like, I'm so in the film world that I can kind of tell based on the marketing if the studio has no faith in the film, and I was suspecting they didn't, actually, based on the marketing materials.
I don't think Cantankerous liked it either.
I don't know too many people that really, really enjoyed that movie. I mean,
I bet kids will love it. They'll watch it on HBO when they're 8 years old, and then 20 years from now, and then when they're 30, they'll all be like, oh yeah, Wonder Woman 84, and there'll be all this nostalgia, because, like, movies that are not very good, like, kids can really latch on to while it's replaying on cable.
Then you just, like, you think that's good, and then you just show them, like, Boondock Saints, and they're like, yeah, that movie's crap. Wonder Woman Saints.
I had fun with Wonder Woman. I'll leave it at that. I had fun with it, and
the villain was terrible.
No, well, yeah, my wife and I both felt like that too.
Pedro Pascal's an amazing actor, but yeah, I didn't think that. Yeah, it was bad.
No,
They
but
made him weird.
I mean, that's what I'm saying about the theater experience. I think if people did see it in theaters only, they might have been like, "Oh, that was stupid but fun." Like, they might have not been like, "What the fuck was that?"
They'll say whatever to feel better about spending money to see it at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Too bad. I mean, popcorn was good.
There's a study they did where they found out people, if you go to a vineyard and you drink the wine you think it's the best wine ever, and you go home and you share it, and people are like, this wine sucks, right? Because you had the experience of going to the vineyard, and it was so lovely that you had this, like, fake idea of how good it was.
But can we be honest here? Like, we would all go see that movie again in the theaters if we had the chance, just because of Gal Gadot.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'll be honest.
Version.
After I heard everybody say it was garbage, I saved my 3 hours, and I still haven't seen it. So tells you what I think about DC movies now.
She is good as Wonder Woman. Have you seen the Titans blame it on the screenwriting or what? It's just the movie just kind of fell apart. And then what's her name was even good as Cheetah.
Yeah.
I like how everyone in Themyscira has to have an Israeli accent. That's fun.
Yeah.
They're just like, all right, give them all the Israeli accents.
aren't they already? They've already greenlit another Wonder Woman movie, right? Which I'm not against that. The first one I thought was all right.
Did they really?
I think they did.
I know she's supposed to appear in The Flash, maybe. I think. But I don't know. Michael Keaton, too, is going to be in that, so.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Oh,
Yep.
Snyder Cut was amazing.
This is your year. This is
I
your
know,
year
right?
of Batman.
As long as he shows up looking like Batman, we'll be all right.
And Bat Milk.
Too gamey. Too gamey.
It's so gamey.
Oh, shit.
I have nipples, Greg.
But I'm sorry. Also, it seems because Patty Jenkins seemed to have had a choice whether to, based on her quote, whether to like release it or not, and whatever. And whereas Scarlett Johansson didn't seem to have a choice, I guess.
Yeah.
So
And
that's another little takeaway.
I think they made the right choice, the only choice really positive at the time, because like you said, you didn't know. That was one of the first releases in the middle of COVID where it was like, and they said, it's like, this movie's been in the can for what, a year and a half already? We got to get it out there. It's just wasn't very good.
Yeah,
you guys
is on the fly, but
before we Sagoo, have you guys ever seen this? Let me share my screen. One of the greatest Gal Gadot videos ever.
Oh, she's so dreamy.
How she bites her lip like that.
And then she's like, "Oh, they caught me! Oh, they caught me!"
Yep.
Yep. I have seen that.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god!
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're welcome, everybody at home.
That was incredible.
I remember
that was pretty good.
Remember
Yeah,
when
Chris
the Fist
Pine is a
movie was
handsome
coming out
man.
and all the con foil variants.
I want to be Chris Pine.
Speaking of Sagoo, I'm going to change my underwear while we take a look at these numbers again. Because holy sheet. Invincible sold nearly 400,000 copies of the graphic novel in 2021 so far.
Wow.
This is absolutely nuts and is a testament to what marketing can do when you have a story as good as Invincible and you bring it to the screen and it brings people in droves into the comic community that weren't aware of stories like this. Like there's still, it's easy for us as comic collectors and readers to forget that the bulk of people in this world and in this country and other countries still think of comic books as Marvel and DC and superheroes. And they're missing out on this massive chunk that like Kirkman brought with Invincible and then into Walking Dead. Now Walking Dead obviously brought quite a few people in, but Invincible tickles the fancy of a lot more people than Walking Dead does in my opinion. And that was dope. That was absolutely dope on Amazon. And do you guys think this is going to break 500,000 this year? I mean, they're not too far
they're
off.
forecasting it, but you still have a live action movie on the tail end of this too.
Yeah, that's impressive. I'll say that. It says a lot about a lot of
2
different
more
shit.
years, right? 2 more years. Is that what you said? 2 more years?
Yeah. And they also reference in that article the compendiums they've sold like 150,000 compendiums alone. And they're saying that's one of the things that's helping that thrive because they're actually somewhat affordable still.
Those compendiums
about
are
it.
amazing.
I know we talked about on this channel when Invincible #1 was like an $800 book, and there was like people were like it's crazy, and it's like hey, it might be, but with that show coming, I see that between that and that Larry's variant, there's a lot of room to grow still. And then at the time, those single issues they weren't going for as much money, and it's like get those now, and then you've seen the #1, that Larry's variant, and all those issues and those keys now just start to take off. They're talking about what, and I think in that article, #2 was sold for like $800.
Yep, you are correct. #2, those middle keys or minor keys, people are really catching on to as more and more people read the story. Because believe it or not, I don't know that any major website out there has a book by book or key by key article for Invincible. There might be some apps out there, but generally a lot of people gravitate towards reading those that goes right down the entire series from start to finish and what are the keys. I don't think that's readily available for a lot of the consumer base out there that does that. that doesn't have the available time to sit down and read a series like that from start to finish. And what they'll do is they'll do what I did through the 2000s. In the 90s is I gravitate towards buying the keys first before they become expensive, and then filling in the rest of the run and collecting the rest of the run and reading it. So I don't think that's like massively available on the market. So yeah, we're probably on the cusp of a lot of those books becoming unobtainium to some degree to some people's collections in time here.
Did you say unobtainium?
I don't know what the hell he just said.
I don't know what he said.
Now you're speaking my language with the.
That's titanium. That's titanium's cousin.
I mean, how many people really have budgets for collections like this? I mean,
you can't find those books either. Those first 20 books are really hard to find.
If you want to read it for free, Hoopla app has all of them on there, like all the trade paperbacks you can read on there for free.
Manga outsells U.S. comic books already.
Yeah. If you don't know what Hoopla is, just search my channel. I got a video on Hoopla.
In the same article, it talks about how the next bestsellers are manga, and that also seems to create fancy tickles all over. You know, so. But so what is that? So I was thinking about the similarities between Invincible and manga, right? So like a lot of other comic book, the big two, I think what's going on, right? What makes it similar, right? Is that Invincible has a beginning, middle, and an end, kind of, right? And people can start off without all the baggage of 50, 60 years of continuity.
Right.
And that is also part of the reason why it can sell so well. Like manga, most manga are the same way.
Yeah, and it
starts from page 1 to the end. It's complete, and you don't need backstory. You don't need 20, 50 years knowledge of continuity to understand what's happening.
Yeah, and they were comparing Invincible to Dave Pilkey's Dogman and My Hero Academia, and those are two titles that, if you're close to selling as well as those, you're doing something right.
Yeah. Indie Spec. I'm with Mitch. I think it says a lot for Indie Spec too. Seeing shows like this do it.
I put Invincible in that category with like Neil Gaiman's Sandman run. There's like Alan Moore Swamp Thing stuff. Like it's so good that you can read a whole run, everything in there. And it's just going to be amazing. It's always been one of those types of stories to me. I thought it was better than Walking Dead. I never understood why Invincible was not $1,000 book 10 years ago. You know what I mean? And a 9.8. Like that should have been.
There's many people have felt the same way that you have. Actually, I vaguely remember having that same conversation in the Patreon group in Simpleman's Comics. Is people are like, "This is kind of backwards."
Yeah. It's hard to find those number ones, the non-Larrys, in any decent shape to begin with.
Yeah,
so
I bought I think 9.8 Larry's for like $250, like a year ago before it.
Yeah,
I remember
the
that.
The Larry's is the one with legs, but I think this says a lot about Kirkman too, though. Like, it's got to make you think about Kirkman as far as spec goes. You look at Walking Dead.
I don't care. I'm not putting my stake in Oblivion Song.
No, there's too many out there.
I'm not saying Oblivion Song, but I'm saying it makes you think about Kirkman in general.
Yeah,
Firepower would be a good one.
Do you think that something is killing the children? Do people sell it now, or should they hold it longer?
I think they should.
The trailer.
Here's what I think, though. I think you got to be careful with something is killing the children right now, because there's a chance, and I don't know if something killing the children plans on, because they've really they don't put out very many variants on something killing the children, but some of this craziness with the variant spec and stuff, like you got to be careful with any modern book, in my opinion, that puts out a ton of copies. So if something killing the children's run doesn't go crazy, I think that it's good spec no matter what.
So what are you going to do with all yours, Andy?
I'm doing long-term hold. Netflix, if they hold on to it, it's not going to touch it till that Stranger Things show is done. There's too many similarities there. But you're talking a strong female lead for what's essentially a hot topic or hot sector in the market, the horror series still, and it's just damn fun. That strong female lead would do killer in a show. I feel like that people have already fan casted it.
The Patty Jenkins movie.
You know, honestly,
I'm selling everything at the trailer except one or two big books.
I'm buying.
Mitch Joel has a great point about it being horror-esque, and which is huge. The New Mutants didn't land because they kept pushing it back and they kept recutting it. If the New Mutant stuff would have been as dark as they originally said it was,
yeah,
it would have been great.
I think the biggest thing we need to see is how graphically are they gonna kill children, because that is sort of kind of the big allure of the whole. To be honest, even the title, you know what I mean? That's sort of we're gonna watch children get mutilated and murdered in very horrific, right? Are they gonna actually show that? And if they don't show that, is that the same thing? Whereas in comics, you can do that because a two-dimensional representation can be more real than any realistic depiction, because our minds do that. But does the American public have the stomach to see that really realistically portrayed?
That's true.
I think that's the question, really, and whether we'll see.
They can do it. I guess kind of like not It Part 2, but the first part remake was actually pretty good. The second part sucked, but if they did it in a way that's kind of it happens, but there's some mystery to it.
What do they do like middle schoolers or freshmen? Where they're
something is killing the kids.
Yeah. Have you seen Attack the Block, the British film?
Yes, that was great.
So they did show brutal mutilation of children in that, and that's John Boyega's big breakout role. That's an excellent film. If you guys haven't seen it, it's so funny. It's about an alien invasion in the projects of London. And these kids go and fight this alien, and in a lot of ways it has a lot of similarities to Something Is Killing the Children. So I feel if they can, I'm just giving them advice now.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they can kind of figure out what made that work, and that's sort of what you have to nail, the tone to allow you to stomach children getting mutilated, because it's just so much fun.
I think Taylor in the chat made a good point. Netflix is 50-50 sometimes. Some things are great, some things aren't. I love The Witcher. Wasn't too crazy. A lot of people loved Umbrella Academy. I wasn't too crazy.
I loved it. Yeah. So maybe it's something they ultimately pass on in HBO Max, or something out there even darker and grittier takes hold.
Well, what if they go, instead of going with the Something Is Killing the Children, what if they just focus on the House of Slaughter and just worry about the monster part?
Yeah, I think that's
a good idea.
Yeah.
They should have hired you.
They should hire me and Dave.
It's a Burkflix production.
But yes, to go off that last comment there, the trailer could kill it. You never know. But I'm banking on the trailer being okay, and then being able to open it up after House of Slaughter and all that stuff. There's so much they can do.
We're talking a year to 2 years potentially before a trailer or any major filming. We're talking several possible dips. Buy on the low, hold for me. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking for high grade copies on the low when those dips come, because I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of one of my big collecting focuses. Strong female leads like Dr. Aphra and Erica Slaughter are two focal points. I feel that the market is underrepresented right now when it comes to movie and TV shows, and I feel I'm in love with those stories. So I'm buying what I love, and I'm not going to go wrong even if it doesn't pan out for me.
Yeah, I think it's also the next bump you'll see is when you get some type of casting news.
That's true.
I agree.
Christina
with Andy.
Christina Ricci as Erica Slaughter.
Ooh. I agree with you, brother. Big time.
You guys planned that? You guys planned this conversation in advance?
I'm actually pulling out books today to send off to get graded, and those are in the stack right now.
Well, school did start just now, so it's a good time to get stuff graded.
Oh God!
What?
Take that
Whoa.
back.
Always a
Take that
good time to
back.
get graded.
Take that back.
You're a dad too, right? Yeah,
God.
But McClay, you want to bring us in on this last one? This is why we needed our resident Power Ranger expert to join us tonight, because this is some cool news.
I'm not going to bring him in. I'm going to let Burks bring it in, because I don't know anything about Power Rangers.
Yeah,
brother.
I'm getting my pad and my pen.
Dude, this is crazy. The new Sentry Force, this is crazy stuff. Ryan Parrott's building a sick universe right now. If you guys haven't been reading Mighty Morphin or Power Rangers, what are you doing with your life? It's It is awesome, especially since like really issue 55 of Mighty Morphin. And they just released obviously this teaser for the new Sentry Force, and it looks like it's going to be pretty awesome. And you finally, if you didn't know, in Mighty Morphin 10, we got the reveal of like the origin of Lord Zed. So I'm interested to see like how they play this Sentry Force team going forward in this Eltarian War. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
And it's crazy. So right now, in case the viewers that there might be Power Ranger fans, but might not be reading the comics. I'm the opposite. I hated the show, but I've enjoyed the comics. I'm admittedly about 3 issues behind on both, but as of right now, there's not Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There's actually 2 series where it's Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, right? And both are great, but I'm about 3 issues behind. I think I'm on issue 8 for both of them. So,
okay, so the difference between the two is the Mighty Morphin obviously focuses on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers team with the new red, yellow, and black Rangers. And then they did create a brand new Green Ranger using the old Green Ranger coin. And then the Power Rangers book is on the original red, yellow, and black Rangers. They're kind of like a Power Rangers in space type vibe. It's about what happened to them following them like secretly go into this peace conference where they really didn't. Lord Draken's kind of on their team. They just made an animal into a Power Ranger. It's a little bit different. It feels like Lost in Space meets Power Rangers is what that
who's doing the interior art right now on is it Power Ranger, right?
Well, Francesco Mortarino and Marco Brenna.
Francesco's who I'm thinking of. The interiors he's working on is freaking gorgeous. Of course, they both are, but I just noticed. Reading it through again, I actually picked up the trade again for Power Rangers Volume 2, which is like 5 through 10, 6 through 10. So I was getting caught up that way, and the art in it's just gorgeous.
Oh, dude, the art right now is significantly better, in my opinion, than they used to have with Moises Hidalgo and Daniele Di Nicolo. I didn't like Daniele's art, I'll be honest. It looked too animated to me. I'm not a big anime fan, but Mortarino and Renna are killing it, in my opinion.
Danielle he's doing 7 Secrets right now, right?
He's doing 7 Secrets right now. Yes, he is. You're right. And I really, really enjoyed Dan Mora's art on Go-Go Power Rangers, and now he's going over to Batman and DC and designing all sorts of suits and whatnot. Like he's stepped up big time. Get out of here, Taylor. Get out of here. There's a whole other topic we could talk about with Radiant Black and Kyle Higgins. I love Kyle Higgins, but I that's a whole other topic.
Kyle Higgins. Speaking of Kyle Higgins, we got Cantankerous. Thanks for the huge super chat. And he's also talking about obsessing over Darkhawk. Hey, Burke, who's writing Darkhawk?
Isn't it Kyle Higgins?
It is Kyle Higgins. So we got the Kevin Bacon going on here with Kyle Higgins.
7 degrees of separation or whatever. That new Darkhawk looks really good, I'll be honest. Every cover for that issue 1 was excellent.
That 1 in 50 hit a top 10 list, didn't it?
Yeah,
yep.
well,
and the 1 in 25. Yeah.
Oh, the 1 in 25 did, okay.
No, the 1 in 50 hit the list, but the 1 in 25 is the pink cover.
Yep.
That thing's badass.
The trade dress looks perfect. They did a really good job. It's beautiful, beautiful book.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Burke, let me ask you this. Sentry Force 4, right? A lot of times you get introduced to team in comic books. It's like, what is your take on this team? It's what is it? Zeta, Zag, Zenith, and 00. And aren't a lot of those names also carried over from different Power Rangers series and Power Rangers shows? Wasn't it like Zenith Rangers and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not as up to date on like the later seasons.
I got the page if you want to throw it up, Andy. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
That looks crazy. That doesn't look anything like Power Rangers.
No, it doesn't. I'm really interested to see what they do with it.
Do you think one of those might stick out more than the others? You know, that's the thing about team comics, right? Is sometimes when a series starts drawing storylines on each members of the team, one kind of catches people's eyes and kind of gets drawn out, and then that character kind of takes off. Do you think that might happen with this, or?
I
Wait to
think
see.
it might. I don't think so. I think it'll be more like the Shattered in Draken New Dawn #3.
Right.
But they could use it in that new Power Rangers book they just announced like a week or two ago. So who knows? Honestly, it's hard to tell.
I'm surprised they're the same color. You know?
Yeah, they all.
Yeah,
do
it's
look
kind of
like
weird.
the same
It's a lot of
colors.
purple.
Seriously.
See, that's what it reminds me of the Shattered, because they were all essentially like they shared all of the different stuff together in Draken New Dawn #3. So very, very similar stuff to it. So I don't know. I'm excited for it though, for sure.
I think we can morph too. Silverhawk. Sorry. Oh, snap.
Snap.
It's morphing now.
Oh shit! He broke out the real deal.
You know,
I did.
when I was a kid, I watched Super Sentai, right? Because I'm Asian, right? So I watched it before Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out, actually. And I loved the Super Sentai stuff because it was actually a lot of character drama, a lot of like really dramatic, serious, brutal storylines. And then I saw Power Rangers. I was like, what the fuck did they do? You know, because it was all lost. All of that was lost. And then, but I feel like over time, though, they started actually just incorporating the Japanese plots
They did.
later on. And really, that is, that's much. And yeah, that's a smart thing to do because they put a lot of effort and thought into making it as dramatic as possible. Like the comics.
See, the comics are not like they take from the show, and it's nostalgic just like the show, but it's a regular comic book. Like things matter, and like people do die, and like there's serious things happening. It, like Brian said, it's not like it's like it is. Take it from a TV show, but it's not cheesy.
To me, it's not as
a
campy.
comic book.
Yeah. And that campiness, like I grew up, I was just a year or two older than probably a lot of the larger fan base for Mighty Morphin, and that campiness in the show completely turned me off to the point where even today, this day, when that one director or producer did that episode of The Mandalorian, I was like, oh, you could tell it's just the shots, the way the shots were done, and the way some of the stunts were done. I'm like, this is just straight out of a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episode from the 90s.
Yeah.
Super Sentai is
But,
like dead serious. Actually, it's not campy at all. They're so damn serious.
I had no idea how old Super Sentai was. That goes back to the mid 70s. Yeah, that's crazy.
I was watching an '87 Sentai.
Speaking of
Like, because every year they just change the team, but it's the same show running with the new team. Like, and they shoot these crazy long seasons in Japan. And
Mitch was putting in the chat how Power Rangers is super campy. I will tell you, I felt the same way. And for the longest time, I was like, I'm not picking up the comic book. And right around the Draken story arc is when I kind of picked it up because I heard people talking about it. And the comic, I hate the show, but I love the comic. And I was going to ask you another question, Brooke, while we got you here. Power Rangers comics, it's definitely very niche. And there's like diehard Power Rangers fans. But do you think, we got Mitch in the chat just putting in here, do you think people are held back from the comic book because of the campiness of the show and you're only getting Power Rangers fans drawn to it? I
absolutely
would love to see more people come over to the Power Rangers comic book because it's actually really good.
It is. I mean, and like they had Kyle Higgins on it. Kyle Higgins used to write Nightwing. You know what I mean? He's a big time writer. You know, and I do feel like a lot of people are kind of stuck in like, I'm not gonna pick that up. You know, another reason why I don't grab books like Sonic or other things is it reminds me too much of kids. So I do think that. But like I said, it's not campy at all. It's a great book. I don't even know what to say. It's definitely for adults, not for children. If you want to read the children version, you should go back and read the Hamilton run.
Yeah.
That is for kids. That is for
now. I know you've been trying. Have you gotten Ryan Parrott on your channel like you've been trying to?
No.
Well, we got a surprise for you because back in the backstage right now, Andy, we got Ryan Parrott. Go ahead and bring him in.
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding.
That was dirty. That was dirty.
But I will say
that was dirty.
we need to get hashtag Ryan Parrott on your channel.
Dude, we need to, man. We need to.
Brian, you deserve a swift kick in the nuts.
Yeah, that was hard.
Dude, that was wrong.
I mean, that was a
We'll
really
clip
good
that and send it
performance.
to Ryan.
Yeah.
Dude, I was ready to grab my morpher and
Oh, man.
No, for real.
shirt and
We need to try to make that happen because I don't know too many other Power Ranger fans more than when Steve. So, and I always refer to it as that Pawn Stars, where it's like, hey, I know a little bit about this, but you mind if I have my friend check it out? When it comes to Power Rangers, it's always Steve.
So
I got a question for you, Bert. So, like the first Power Rangers that came out, the campy, man, I couldn't do it. But like 2017, they had a YouTube trailer come out, like dark Power Ranger, look bad ass. So, like me as a person that didn't really like the first stuff, that one was like, holy shit!
You're talking about the 2017 movie, or are you talking about
It was
the
fan made?
Fan made, yeah, short films.
the one from 2015 by
Katie Sackhoff was in that, right?
Yeah. So Vanderbeek was in that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what's your take on that? You know, like did you like those?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I did not like the 2017 movie. I thought was entertaining.
I actually like.
Yeah,
the
it was the
overall.
2015. That's the one I was.
With the
talking
2015 YouTube video that was like 14 minutes long, exceptional.
Yes.
I loved it. Super dark, really good. I know they're making a Legend of the White Dragon Power Ranger type film right now of JDF and some of the other Power Rangers, and I am looking forward to that. But I like the campiness from it, but also like the fact that it was like for adults and people were getting killed and drugs and all that. I did really, really like that. Like, you know, because you grow up, you're like, oh, you like this as a kid, but now as you're an adult, you like it, but only if it's for adults. So I did really enjoy that video. I think I probably watched it like 30 times.
That same director made that Punisher fan film with Thomas Jane.
Oh,
Same director, same guy.
I love the Punisher.
It's like an Indian guy.
Dude, I know we got the CBSI guy here. Sentai #2. That's a book that everyone, if you find it just in like a regular back bin, holy cow, that book is a unicorn. First appearance of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Holy cow! If you got one of those, let me know because I need one.
I found one in a dollar bin at Jesse James Comics.
Dude, it's hard. That book's heartbreaking to me.
How much?
To be honest, so I didn't know what it was until Carter Mercenaut talked about it, and he found 2 copies, I think, and everybody was just blown away. I'm like, man, that looks familiar. And I go, I know I picked up some Super Sentais from Jesse's shop, a couple months back, and I went and found it, and it's got a nice little couple of spine ticks in it. I'm gonna get it pressed and see what it turns into, because, like you said, that book is in any condition sells for decent money.
Oh yeah, it's a unicorn that like no one sees ever.
Yeah.
I passed it up for $35, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Oh yeah, that was way back though. It was probably way back, and that one I hate myself for that one.
Oh my god, there's a 9.2 on eBay for $4,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Phil over there, Phil at CBSI too. He and Flipside, he's big on that book.
Yeah,
that book, and then the Comics Pro edition for issue 0 are the 2 that I'm hunting for sure.
What about isn't there one that came in like an underwear pack or something that's really hard to find?
Yeah, the Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah, there's a Fruit of the Loom one that's really hard to find.
Yeah, that's the first Walmart comic, yo.
Yep. Walmart comic pack.
Yes.
Is that color row or a skid mark?
It's a bump.
It's a bump.
Corner stuffing.
Amazing, dude. This was awesome talking Power Rangers.
Hell yeah, that's why we're glad to have you on. And of course, we all know it's comic book Eve, except for DC Comics, of course. But now new comic book day tomorrow, so we got to give our pick for our book.
I can go first.
All right.
All right. So this one I'm just going based on nostalgia and because it's a great Phil Noto cover also. And I'm not a big fan of this series so far. I like the Adventure series, but Star Wars High Republic has a really dope cover coming out. This is for issue number 9. It's got a gorgeous Phil Noto cover where she almost looks like she's putting on a Mandalorian-esque armor.
Yep.
So that's a
dude. Show him the 1 in 25.
The 1 in 25. So here's everything. These are actually gorgeous here. So there's that. What's this guy's name? I forget his name. I can't remember. Anyways, this guy's pretty crazy.
Scar?
Yeah. All right, let me see here. Where's the 1 in 20? Is this the 1 in 25? Look at that one. That's creepy as hell.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What the hell are those? Are those like living beings?
They were.
Yeah, they were. They were. This
go,
one right here. Yeah.
Oh my God! For finally, they've answered my prayers that High Republic is going to do a killer 1 in 25, and this is dope as hell.
Yeah, Linnell Francis, you.
That's pretty good. I'll say that.
One other book that I want to talk about, and I want to talk about it early. It's a book that I fell in love with. It's based on cover alone, and it comes out September 12th, though, so not this week. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of a head start. You can order it now. Iron Man number 12, the Miles variant, is absolutely.
It just hit FOC last week, though.
Yep. Yeah, but you can order it at your comic shops too, I imagine. So, this is another level type. This is like Catwoman 51, Detective Comics 880. Like it's one of those A or regular covers, an A or B cover that just really hits.
That one you just stash it away.
This should have been a 1 in 25 to me. Like if this was a 1 in 25, this would be one of those like, what's the Thrawn variant or Losh 23. It'll be one of those like iconic variants for all time if they would have made this a 1 in 25. But I'm happy that everybody has an easier chance to get it because it's just like a B cover. So
finally, someone will buy up some Chris Cantwell books.
You guys know this is an homage of a photoshopped image.
Well,
it's an homage of a photoshopped image of Bruce Lee DJing. Well,
not only that, if you guys didn't see this, it's also I think it's like not necessarily an homage, but Hot Toys did a version of this a while back. Let me see if I can find it. Hot Toys DJ Spider-Man. Yeah, here we go. So this is kind of crazy how good this is. I don't know if you guys are into Hot Toys or anything.
Oh yeah, love me some Hot Toy Sideshow.
Actually, just ordered my first one.
So this right here is the 2020 Miles Morales suit. Look how badass this is.
Holy shit!
Yeah, absolutely stunning.
Wow.
And like this is like a A-team moment. I love it when a plan comes together. Like they really hit it out the park with this. Good stuff.
The only thing I hear about Hot Toys is they aren't as easy to pose as they make them look in that picture.
Yeah.
They start breaking shit off.
Yeah. It's cool that it comes with this part, and it's just like a perfect little display. And I don't know, man. This is, if I was ever going to get into Hot Toys, like this is one that would cause me to do it. So,
well, and if you do it from Sideshow, they always got payment plans if you pre-order early.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Have you guys, you've seen the homage image?
Yeah, the Bruce Lee one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have it? Can you pull it up real quick?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
I can.
Here we go.
I mean, yeah, that is exactly what you said. That's a good stash that cover away situation.
Yeah. Here we go. Open image, new tab.
Ooh.
Oh, Dank's grabbing it right now. There it is.
Yeah.
That's photoshopped?
Yeah, it's Photoshop because none of this is like he didn't DJ. This is a photo of him just in that. Yes, I am sure. Because
wait a minute. I need a fact
that
check.
turntable is from 1961.
No, because there's an original image. Like first of all, I know this image since the 90s. This is a really old
this is not
image.
Real.
It's from Giant Robot magazine. Like they put it on Giant Robot magazine a lot. It's like part of it was sold through Giant Robot. But it was so iconic, and a lot of people thought it was real. But
how about that one?
That's real.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's an homage of a photoshopped image of Bruce Lee.
That's dope. That is super dope.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Knowing is half the battle.
Oh man, that's good stuff. So there we go. Make sure you guys check out that Iron Man Raza variant.
Yeah.
They're not easy to find if you're looking for them on eBay. I'll say that.
What do you mean, for pre-sale?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about the one per store Stray Dogs cover gallery variant.
Yeah, there is, and it didn't solicit in previews either.
Is that
So-
MC Light on his avatar? It looks like MC Light.
I don't know. My eyes are bad.
Josh
but
G, let us know.
There's one up listed at like freaking $1,200 or something like that. Yeah, and it's nothing but just the covers of all the books so far. So, yeah, I don't know. Might be one to watch if you find it. One per store is going to be tough.
Oh yeah, old school. I'm an old school MC Light fan. I remember listening to MC Light growing up.
Yeah.
So El Beardo, what's your pick?
This is kind of a quiet week for me, although it's straight up Star Wars heavy. So I'm actually gonna play the game that everybody else has kind of been playing. I've got 2 picks. My read of the week is probably gonna be, I'm looking forward to You Promised Me Darkness. This is the end of a story arc, and it's been a
What issue's
quirky,
that?
dope, weird story out there. It's issue 5.
5.
Issue 5 is out tomorrow. That's been hauntingly fun, actually. And what was the other one that I was thinking about? Is that You 1 in 25 Star Wars High Republic. I've been clamoring on my Wednesday show, new comic book day show, whenever Star Wars books come out, and I'm like, we're talking Marvel, we're talking Star Wars. Where are the wow me covers and the 1 in 25s and the incentive ratios? Like, they should be wowing us with every cover. It's Star Wars and it's Marvel, and this one, you killed it. That is a dope cover. So I'm picking those 2 for this week. But the read is You Promised Me Darkness number 5, the end of the story arc there, and then that High Republic 1 in 25.
I used to love those Giuseppe Camuncoli Darth Vader covers he was doing in the Darth Vader series a while back. But
Yeah.
I do also want to say thank you to Josh G for the super chat, by the way.
Yeah, and that is right. The Stray Dogs are going for like 150. Somebody was just really trying to snake one there before he hit the market at the 1,200 one.
I saw Stray Dogs free comic book day going for $10 at the con a week ago.
Oof.
The Jason Goes to Hell variant or the regular one?
Just the free comic book day one, right?
Wow.
Yeah, just a free comic.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
That's a good one.
I got an AOK of all the issues before it exploded. Before issue 5 came out. But I was like, oh, nice. And then it exploded. And I was like, whoa.
All right, Dan, what you got?
Layla Starr. Issue 5 is coming out. This is issue 1, of course.
Spoiled it way
Talk
back.
But
Ram V.
it's the final issue of this miniseries, and are they gonna stick the landing? It's like you gotta stick the landing, and if you stick the landing, it's gonna be a trade that I can buy and give to anyone that's interested in comics that doesn't know about comics. But oh yeah, you want to be into you don't know about comics? Here's a trade of Layla Starr. So I am praying that they stick the landing because this is the final issue. And is it going to be as epic as the series has been so far? And I think for a lot of people, it's actually their like series of the year for some people. I've heard. So, yeah, it's really poignant. It's extremely poignant, and it has a great plot mechanism for each issue. It's really worth checking out.
Nice. All right, so mine cover was Spawn 1 in 50, the Virgin variant. Oh man, dude, that thing's off the chain. Off the chain.
Image?
Spawn, I don't man, I'm technologically challenged. So Spawn 321, the 1 in 50 Virgin variant, if anybody can bring it up. It's Bjorn Bendis, or however you say his name. He's been doing like the last couple covers, and it's medieval Spawn, and he's chopped off a couple heads and some really badass armor. So that's the one I'm looking forward to. And here's the Darkhawk for anybody that we were talking about earlier.
The one you're AOKing to
Yeah.
someone on the panel, I heard.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so
Nice.
grateful.
The 1 in 25. But that Spawn book, 321, the 1 in 50. Check it
I
out.
always hear that and I think of what was that 80s movie with Stallone? Nighthawk?
Oh,
When it's Stallone and Billy D. Williams? Never
I
mind.
vaguely remember that film.
Which Spawn was it again? The
321.
the Matina.
The 1 in 50. Bjorn Bendis or whatever his
Is
name
it the one with the skull on it?
Yeah, it's Medieval Spawn. Hold on, I think.
I got it right here.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
it. Right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like an old painting.
Yeah, and he's chopped off heads and all that at the bottom.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
that is dope.
Nice.
It's unreal. I'm telling you.
I'm not even a Spawn reader or purchaser, but I will pick that up if I find it at my LCS tomorrow, just because of how
There's
dope that is.
there's a trade dress cover B too, but the Virgin one is just like,
Look how badass that axe looks.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's unreal. And the head's chopped. I mean, he's standing on somebody's throat.
That's like a video game cover right there.
Yeah. And then this dude's been doing a run, so he's done I think the last 3.
That McFarlane cover is good too. The one with the on the far right.
Yep. Yeah.
So-
Spawn.
That-
That's McFarlane. Oh, that looks like Jay Lee almost.
There could be a bit of a drive for this cover. I don't know about you guys, but my LCS got shorted several boxes, and this is in those boxes that they got shorted. And they won't have this available for New Comic Book Day tomorrow, and it's the main
Spawn.
cover. Yeah,
Mm.
and that's a dope cover to not have available for New Comic Book Day.
Yep. They're already going. I saw one sold for like $80 already. The 1 in
The
50.
Virgin.
Yep, the 1 in 50.
So it'll be a good day for someone that misses Wednesday. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, "Oh, I got something."
Burke,
Hopefully.
what's your pick for tomorrow?
I'm gonna go with Fierce Sid Alpha #1, and I'm a big DC guy, Batman guy, and there's a ton of sexy variants. Natalia Sanders, the Educure, I think that's how you say the name. Both of those are really, really nice. The Zerny covers are nice.
Derek Chu Jr. You say Educure? Or whatever.
I mean, dude, it's nice. It's nice, and
Yeah, that Poison Ivy one's pretty crazy.
right, and yeah.
All these guys,
like
they got trained under Archum, right? That similar style, kind of like the little J. Scott Campbell crew type thing.
yeah. I'm
No,
excited for that.
Natalie Sanders is super. Like this is Sanders, right? I'm sharing
No,
it, Andy.
because
if you
normally
get-
she draws herself.
Holy sheet!
Right?
It's great to see
Right?
her doing DC stuff outside of like Vampire. You know, normally she does exclusives.
It's insane.
Yeah, there's some really good ones here.
Really good ones.
Here's another one.
Ooh,
This
Tina.
is Matina. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Go down to the Educure one.
What's the Educure one?
The one that looks like Derek Chu or
Right
Archum.
there on the left.
Right here.
Middle, up one.
Up one.
Oh,
Oh wow.
That is nice.
I don't disagree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yes.
Look at this one.
Yeah,
This
hide
one's
the
pretty
tissue.
crazy.
she was looked like a pissed off Tinkerbell.
Yes.
Wait, did they just homage each other? What
Yeah,
happened?
it's the same. It's they just a little less sexy, right? Look at this one.
Yeah.
You weren't kidding, Burke, man.
You're like a grasshopper.
Dude, right? Right? Nice
Oh.
ones. And we get anti-Oracle as well in this book. Finally, you're saying it's in here. We've been talking about it for like ever. It feels like that one is one of the worst 1 in 25s I've seen.
Yeah.
That Matina though, that Matina is actually. I'm gonna look for that. That Matina is stupid dope.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
But so I'm surprised that I thought for sure Burke might pick this, but I like your pick. I like everyone's pick. But I, of course, it's been a while since I've been excited about a Marvel event book, but I'm a huge Tom Taylor fanboy, and I'm super excited to pick up Dark Ages #1 tomorrow. And it's got some great covers too. The Scotty Young fans, there's a great Scotty Young variant out there. McClay, I'm gonna rely on you to put them on the screen because I'll click and break shit. So
Yeah, I'll grab them here in a second.
What am I rubbing off on you or something?
careful.
Dark Ages. Yeah, this is nice.
There's some great covers for that, and I'm like I said, it's been a while since I've like really looked forward to a Marvel event. I liked War of the Realms, but they always tend to like die off. But at Dark Ages, I'm excited for.
This one looks crazy because it's got the villain right on it, the Celestial.
Yeah.
Is the storyline that good? Why am I falling in love with Scotty Young covers all of a sudden? Like I used to hate the damn thing.
Dude, almost like negative base Scotty Young, JTC.
Yeah, what is the problem here? Because I got the same thing going on. I hated Scotty Young covers, and now like
that's because there was a baby variant for every Marvel release at one point. It seemed.
Yeah, but now I can't walk in and not pick them out of back issues. Like
this one
screams, it's a problem.
Maybe
this one screams like some sort of yellow or gold remark and signature.
Yeah.
See, I definitely want that. That's a freaking problem.
Oh, look, they got an all black cover. That's cool. Ooh. That would be really nice to get like a gold sketch on or a red sketch on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love stuff like that, man. Yeah. This one's I don't like this at all. I'll be honest. This is terrible.
You don't like that?
I think that's terrible. That is garbage, Perillo. Yeah. What that Perillo shouldn't put something that bad out. Like what the hell?
That's
it looks
the
like
RG3 variant.
Where's the knee
brace? Look like RG3. No, I'm not a fan though.
Yeah. Man, that's bad.
It's like they overstarched his hood or something.
This one's not bad.
Yeah.
Looks interesting. Very cool, man. And then one more. This is the Gleason variant.
You mean it's not a Charlotte's Web?
No, hopefully he won't get typecast like Scotty Young. So
I'm actually kind of hoping they throw that stuff in my pull box for tomorrow because I didn't order it, but I'm kind of hoping they just toss it in there for me tomorrow.
All right, so real quick, your favorite Scotty Young cover?
Mine's the Spider-Man Deadpool cover.
Mine's the baby Morbius with the bottle and the blood.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I like the Silver Surfer one.
Yeah, the Moon Knight where he's hanging from the half crescent moon.
Yeah,
like the last series. That
one's gotten pricey actually.
Yeah, I waited too long. That pisses me off.
You said baby cover. I thought you just meant Scotty Young cover in general.
I don't have one exactly, but I wonder if it's because like people are realizing Scotty Young is a decent writer. Like he's a pretty good writer too. Yes. So it kind of adds a lot more like to his art because you're like, oh, he's also a good writer. Shit. Well, maybe I should like take his art a little more seriously because he's not just this. I think that like makes people respect him more, and then like that's my theory.
Shout out to Luis Olivo. Met up with him today, hooked him up with some books he had won, and he refused to just take those books. He said, I will trade you, and he handed me a stack of Department of Truth and Something is Killing the Children books that he had dupes of, and I was speechless, so thank you so much. He said that he absolutely loves the community. He loves all the shows. He watches. He just enjoys this community, and I respect the hell out of that, so shout out to Luis Olivo.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, it is a great community.
I want to give a quick cornbread on the Scotty Young stuff. So very first time Scotty Young did a baby variant was that Red She-Hulk, that first Red She-Hulk book, Red She-Hulk 50-something.
Like Avengers versus X?
No. Yeah. It was in that time period. And then the very first time he did the babies drawing was not for a variant. It was for X-Men babies. And he did the whole series, the covers for the whole series. So if you guys are Scotty Young baby fans, go collect those.
Babies.
Yeah.
Cover. He'd probably draw them adult then.
Yeah. You remember X-Men babies? I sold that a couple of weeks ago. That first, that X-Men, Uncanny X-Men Annual 10, I think it was. First time Long Shot showed up in the book. Good stuff.
Mm.
And another super chat from Mitch. I mean, Mitch, we can't thank Mitch enough. Like, remember how we were like, hey, give me your address? And he was going to send him some stuff. He said, don't, and send it to, just take something and send it to Children's Hospital. But I have something coming up for that also where not so much Children's Hospital. I do donate to the Children's Hospital. I donate to the library also here for kids. But I have something coming up in November, December to support Toys for Tots. And we'll announce as we get a little bit later into the fall some more information on that. But Toys for Tots helps children in needs, especially locally. So we'll get into more of that. But I do want to say thanks to Mitch, who's in here all the time. Thanks to Cantankerous, long-time Patreon supporter there, and a bunch of other great people. A lot of recognizable names. But before we go, we've talked about our new comic book day, but we also have one more thing. All right, one more thing. We're going to go around the panel, and each one's going to talk about one last thing before they leave, whether it's on what they got going on their channel, what they got going on in their life, whether they stumped their toe and the Band-Aids just keep falling off, whatever it is. One more thing. McClay, what do you got for us?
All right. I got a couple things here. So Friday night, or not Friday night, Friday night East Coast time, afternoon West Coast time, I'm planning to start a big Whatnot sale. I've got the Hot 10 that night and Drunken Chat, so I can't do it late at night like I normally do. But I'm going to be probably doing it around 3 Pacific, just running into the other shows. It's going to be a big birthday bash for me, so I'm going to put a bunch of books up there and crazy stuff. One of the books that I'm going to put up is not graded like these, but it is raw, and I want to show you guys my recent pickups. I usually don't like to give out cornbread like this, but I've talked about it many times. Spider-Man #1, 9.8. Signature series. Do you see the signature?
I think I see it.
Is it a stand?
McFarlane.
You see that on the leg there?
Oh,
Yeah.
CBCS McFarlane. That's Unicorn.
Do you see do you guys know the story of this McFarlane book though? So let me give you a little history here, why this book is special. This book was signed by Todd McFarlane on the day it came out at a little comic shop in Puyallup, Washington. I'm probably butchering that name. The reason I know that is because I talked about Jesse James Comics and finding the Sentai book over there for $1. I also found not this exact book, but another book just like it, raw, for $1 over there. I saw the signature and I said, that's kind of funny. Looks like somebody's just messing around, but I'll buy it anyways. It's $1. And when I got home, I was looking through it and a piece of paper fell out of it. And in the paper, it said, this book got signed at this place on this date. Look on the back. And there should be a red stamp. There's the red stamp. But if you notice, Todd McFarlane's signature does not look anything like it looks now.
Nope.
So this is before he was, huge Todd McFarlane, right on the precipice of blowing up. It was the day this came out, only signed at a certain shop. And I have a raw copy that I found at Jesse James Comics. I didn't know anything about it. And I recently went into Jesse James to help him do a little thing where he's doing like a Pawn Stars type thing. And I brought that in just to kind of give him shit and be like, look what I found in your back issue bin for $1. And he said, holy cow, I've never heard of this. I've never seen this. If that is real, that is history. And I went, what do you mean? Like really good? Like it could be really, really good? He goes, yeah. So I did a search and grabbed not just this one 9.8, but this 9.8.
Oh.
And I'm going to sell my raw copy on Friday with the paper that goes along with it. I think it is one of the coolest books that I've had the chance to find. And now that I have some 9.8s, I'm going to put mine up for sale along with a lot of other cool stuff. Just really big books, keys, all kinds of fun stuff. Young Avengers 1, just good stuff, and just going to have a good time. And we're going to roll right into the Hot 10 and Drunken Chat later that night. So if you guys get a chance on Friday, should be around 3 Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Check out the Tales from the Flip Side channel, Whatnot.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, how am I on every comic book stream, man? Professional podcaster, bro. Come on.
I think we got a Clone Saga going on.
Yeah.
Alberto, what we got?
One more thing, and it's actually 2 inside of 2 weeks. over on the Comic Man and YouTube channel, we've done our first CGC unboxings in like a year and a half. And why am I excited for this? And why do I think people should check these out? Both submissions came back in less than a month. The first one was 27 business days, and the second one was 21 business days. I'm utterly shocked. People in the community are sending me messages every day asking me how I did it. I don't know. It's pure luck. I don't know if I won the lottery. I don't know if it's the packages were marked a certain way. I don't know if it's because I sent in fewer books. There are people out there that even said that I've done the
packing tape with your picture on the outside of it. Like,
that would be hilarious. That'd be
You
so
have,
funny.
Is the return address Comic Man Andy?
No, but there's even
a
a few
big
people
picture
in
of
the
your
community
head.
that said that I've tried the express trick where I put one express book in there. That's not the case. That's why I do all the unboxings blind and I do them live. And I've been posting the actual CGC submission receiving dates and shipping dates on that as well. And I'm utterly stunned. And this last CGC unboxing was an god almighty roller coaster of modern Grail keys for our personal collection. And there's a heartbreaker in there. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's a little bit long in the tooth for a Mail Call Monday. We are going to chop a 10 or 15 minute version of that here coming up soon. But please pop over there, check it out. Fast forward if you got to check out just the books dropping. It's literally that unboxings within the first 30 minutes, and the last 30 minutes is how shocked we are at the way it turned out. And I cannot wait to get more books out to CGC and to CBCS because I am in love again with blind unboxing graded books.
I can open up a pack of cards.
Yep.
Dan, always love to hear what you got coming up.
All right, well, I released some new recipes for Cooking for Damien, my series where I play an unemployed chef that was laid off from Wayne Mansion after he lost all his fortunes, and Damien Wayne became a vegetarian. I don't know if you know, that's like part of the continuity. So I talk about the vegan recipes I developed for Damien Wayne, but I'm like just talking shit about them. The gag is I don't know they're Batman and Robin, and I like up the New Yorkness, you know. And then also I'm doing a Monday show called Mr. Poppins Live, where it's like kind of my life coaching shit, and I just share the principles and stuff to everyone. But I'm also gonna do a bunch of interviews with people that follow their passions and stuff. So I'm gonna have like a stripper on, a Muay Thai fighting firefighter, professional clown, ASMR artist. Yeah, I'm interviewing all these people that actually followed their passion. And like what that means and all that stuff like that.
Choke me out with a fire hose?
You can.
He fights. He fights. Sometimes he fights for the FDNY versus NYPD boxing match. You know, like sometimes they ask him to do that. But he's gonna get out of that soon. He's gonna get into programming and crypto because he's been developing that. Got a lot of interesting folks, and then a clown who was on Gotham a lot. Like he gets on Gotham a lot. A doula, ASMR artist, whatever. Anyone that just went for it, just fucking went for it, and still has that inner child in themselves. So, Mr. Poppins Live every Monday on Dane Comics.
I want to hear that fighter's take on NFTs then too.
Oh yeah, he's got it. He's got it.
Dude, next time Wood put McClay behind him because like what? How am I going to go behind that now? Like, really? So I'll make it quick. Comicbookinvest.com, Tales from the Flip Side, Modern Playbook. And also go follow Indie Spotlight now on Whatnot. We've come to the dark side. So, check us out there. I think our next sale's in a week. We're on vacation for a week, starting like now. So.
Yeah, Tomberlin, right after this live stream, we're holding him up. He's headed down to Key West.
Peace.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
Yes, sir.
So me next, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I have three things, so I'll try to make it quick. I watched Comic Man Andy's unboxing this morning. Well, I listened to it on my way to work because I drive an hour to work. He spent the first 15 minutes saying hi to all 40 people in the chat. But the grades were really, really good.
I was so nervous.
hey, spoiler warning.
Sorry. Speaking of Dank, he's going to be on my friend Hoarder's Hide Comics this Saturday. It's going to premiere on Saturday. The interview, 7.5 questions. So I'm excited to watch that. But for my channel, I'm going to be unboxing the most expensive comic book I've ever bought coming out this week on Friday or Saturday, whenever it gets here. I can't believe how much money I spent on that. But it's a Silver Age key in the mid grade, and I'm really, really, really.
Is it what I think it is, or no?
I'll put it.
Did you get a little bit ago?
Depends on what you think it is, Brian.
Is this your wedding anniversary special?
Oh, nope. I thought it was something else. You probably already showed that off.
Oh, I already bought that book.
I know, but I didn't know if you showed it off.
I haven't sent it to CGC yet.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right. My one more thing is, first I want to give a shout out to Bat City, Matt and Shannon live. If you guys are in Austin, make sure you guys check those out. I haven't made it to Austin. I was an hour away in San Antonio this weekend, and I'm sorry because I had a bunch of people from Houston, Austin, hit me up. Hey, you're 3 hours away. You're 1 hour away. I didn't have a car. I was at my brother's wedding, and sorry I couldn't meet up with everyone. But definitely check out Matt and Shannon at Bat City. Check them out on Facebook, and also I do want to say apologize to the viewers. Work. I've been at weddings. I've been traveling. I had a little medical issue going on, but FOC is coming back, getting back into the schedule of things. So I apologize for not having videos up as often, but the weekly stream is always here, and I love that. And I love this panel, guys. And I love everyone that's in the chat. And no doubt, it's been mentioned in this video before about the community. Awesome community. Can't thank everyone enough. And Burke, definitely appreciate you on here tonight. You're welcome anytime, by the way.
Yeah, man.
And with that being said, guys, this is Brown Men's Comics. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace.
She pull up, hop out, then she swerve. Do your two-step, your little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, Jill, make it work. Strike a pose, make it work.